you that I'm slightly broken, that I might lose focus when I am. I know you know that life gets colder, colder when you're frozen over like I am.
Welcome in. My name is Josh. This is the Gaming Joy channel, and we are going to get going on a little bit of a tour. I actually really enjoy doing these tours, and we're so early on in the life cycle of FS25 that a lot of what we're getting are new, and a lot of what we're getting are actually not necessarily new, but are converts. So maps that are at this stage of development have been converted from older versions. And so we're going to take a look today at Oberschwaben. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Upper Schwaben or something like that. Upper Swabia. And I don't even know what Swabia means. So Upper Swabia, we're going to call it that. And this is a map by Jogi or Yogi. I don't know how to pronounce that. I believe it's with a J. So if anyone can correct me on how to pronounce Jogi's name, please let me know. And this was actually released as part of FS22. And I went back and looked, and the most recent update for it, which was a small update to it, was released on October 24th. Or no, October 22nd of 24. So, in other words, 2 weeks before FS25 came out. So, most people have probably never seen this map. And you could have seen this map if you had caught it, but like at that point in like FS22's life cycle, I wasn't even looking at maps anymore. I was playing Satisfactory because I was just waiting for the new map to come out. And I believe a lot of people were also doing the same thing. So let's get a look, and let's get a kind of an idea of what's going on here. And from a very high level, we're on a German-ish map that looks really nice, and it's got a lot of the features that I look for in a map. It's got rolling hills, it's got nice grass. Most of this is like the regular grass, and then this meadow is frequent on the map. I believe it's an older meadow, it's not the newer meadow, but I still think it looks pretty good. It's a nice contrast to the regular meadow. And then we've got, you know, some towns, and I just really love the rolling hills. We're not all flat. I'm not a big fan of flat maps. All of this like US flat map, there's no reason I'd ever download that map. I'm not even going to bother downloading that map because it's flat. And a lot of the other 4X maps that we're seeing are very flat. So let's jump to the sky and just take a look around this map, see what we got. Now to be clear, I did look at this map a little bit. And I did fly around a little bit. And from what I'm seeing, I'm really liking it. The border is done really well. They've got trees up along the border, and you can't really see too far in the distance. You don't really know where the map border is until you're right up against it, which is nice. The distance scenery has a lot of the distant scenery trees on it, so it kind of meshes with everything on the regular border. But you won't see the scale of this map until I go up. So this right here, I think, is the starting farm. Now, I'm on new farmer mode, and I don't own any land, right? There's no land owned. I don't own anything yet. So new farmer, you don't own anything, which is, I think it's in beta. So I don't think he set up the new farm, but I think this farm right here where we started is intended to be the starting farm. Where are we? We're up here. So if we click on 140, I think 140 is the starting farm. So let's buy it just so we can kind of look around it. We'll come back to that. But if you look, we're up here on the north edge of the map. And if I face the right way, I'm at the north edge of the map looking up, looking south. And if I look, I'm still going up. I can't see the whole map. Now I can kind of see the whole map. So you've got these rolling hills and then the big forested area in the middle. It's kind of like across the whole middle. And then there's another townish area there. There's a little bit kind of right in this area. There's something way off in the distance. And it's just like, it's spread out. So like you have this, like this area right here that we're up above of is kind of like about the size of a 1x, like a 1x or a normal size map. They would have a bunch of fields and farmlands, and it feels nice. It doesn't feel too big. But then we realize that it's a 4x map, and we can put up the overhead map, and you can see where I am. And so we're going to come down a little bit, and we're going to fly to the other side of the map. We're going to get a little bit lower to the trees so you can kind of see what's going on here. We have this main route highway kind of thing that runs down the middle of the map, but it's not straight. It's not flat. It's kind of curvy. It looks nice. This little building that's hanging off the edge of the map, which you don't really realize is hanging off the edge of the map when you're down low, but up here you can see that it's hanging off the edge. That's the dealership. And so your spawn area is right here. And so our vehicle dealer is right here on the edge of the map, like completely on the edge, but it looks pretty solid. And then if we fly over this, we have a forest. Now this forest reminds me a lot of Middleburg, right? You get this forest that has a wide range of trees in it. It's not just pine trees. It's not just spruce trees. It's a very wide range of trees. Now there's a lot of trees, but there's a wide range of trees. Now, not all of the trees that are new to FS25 are in this forest. There is a few of like the lodgepole pines in the shorter variety. I don't really see very many of the larger variety, but you know, that's what it is. We have this little funny little field area that's kind of off in the middle of nowhere, off in the woods here. And I think there's a road somewhere right here to get to these fields. But these are just like a couple fields in the middle of nowhere, which is, I think, kind of fun. And again, lots of forestry, but not all of it's like fun forestry. It's some of it's going to be, you know, wood chipping forestry. That's kind of, you know, just how things are, right? That's just par of the course at this point. This area is really cool. This is one area that I noticed, and it doesn't serve any purpose, really. I think the map author is still working in this area because this whole area isn't purchasable. You can't do anything here. There is a sell point, and I believe it's kind of like a restaurant sell point or like a mill or something. Oh, wait, looks like we can buy it. Let's go down and see what it is. And it's, oh my god, it's loud. Come on. What is this? I have no idea. $288,000 for this building? I don't even know what it is. But it's been purchased, and now it's making less noise. I think this is some kind of mill. One cool thing about this is they have this little water feature here. Old mill. Thanks, Jack. You have this water feature here, which is like running water down this like pipe network sluice. Is that what it's called? A sluice area? And then the only downside is, and I wish this was actually fixed, but this wheel should be turning. It shouldn't just be sitting there. It should be turning. I wish it was. But I love it. I love this, the look of this. Like, the water is probably some of the best water I've seen. Where it's clear, but you can look underneath the water. You can see the grass and weeds and all kind of stuff growing up from the water. And, you know, I think it's really cool. It's a cool look. And we just bought the old mill, so we'll have to figure out what it does at some point. But let's keep flying. We're heading west now. And again, so if we look at these fields, they're not super flat, but they're also not super hilly. Like they're just kind of rolling hills. It's not super technical. You're not going to need super high horsepower, but you're going to struggle in some areas. And of course, these are a 4X map. So like this field right here, 119, is pretty big. Like if we look at the, whoops. He has the fields all calculated, so they're almost exactly the size of what you need. But 119, this little piece of field is almost 4 hectares. That's pretty big. Field prices aren't too bad. But, you know, you've got these kind of rolling hills and wraps around here and some other nice crops. But you've got some open farmland with some little town areas. Like this is the dairy right here, which is like multiple buildings that are all kind of tied together. We've got the BGA here. This is one of the required mods is this BGA. If you buy the BGA property, which is super cheap. I bought this last time, and I don't remember whether I get the BGA with it. Let me see. Yes. So it's a 400 kilowatt BGA, which means the recipes are going to be... silage is the one I look at normally. That's not bad. 3,400 silage to 3,000 electric charge with a side effect of digestate. Only 24 cycles per month. So I would probably speed that up if I was going to play on here. But it's a mod, so I can definitely do that. And if you buy the land, you get access to these buildings. 2 big, huge machine shed-sized buildings. And then also you get a lot of this stuff, like where you get some decorations. You get this is like a trash area, recycling center, that kind of thing. And you get these kind of rolling hills. And honestly, the rolling hills are here. But if you look at the detail of the rolling hills, they're not all just nothing. There's like little decorations here and there. There's some like hides, whatnot. I don't know. I like it. I like the overall. I like the look of it. We've got a Rudolf Horman farm right here, which looks pretty nice. 2 or 3 of the Rudolf Horman buildings. These are going to be sheds and or I think this is a cow barn. I think this is one of those farmlands that is purchasable. And for this one right here, 142, 161,000. So you want to buy a farm, not super expensive. It's there, but it's not super expensive. Not too bad. And then you got traffic on this main road going through town. Again, this traffic is still like the way it used to be. It's not great, but you get patches of cars. And again, you have like this to me feels like a farming community or a farming map. You get little hamlets of houses and buildings and stuff, and then big open, wide open fields around them. I just like the look of that personally. If we come up here over the hill, over the hill, we have another area up here with another farm that can be purchased. And again, if you buy this area, I don't know what this area is. It has a marker on it for something. It has a red dot on it. Something going on up here. It looks kind of like a workshop, or like this feels like a great like the where you buy your used equipment kind of place. Maybe, I don't know. I love all the different containers and stuff like that, just kind of strewn about. You have a menu. Oh, that's cool. I've never seen this before. It's not actually centered on. It's not actually pivoting on center. It's a little bit off, but that's okay. Anyways, a slurry looks like a slurry yard where you can buy and or sell slurry. Another big slurry tank over here. They did use some of the water features from FS22, but it looks like they have the water flowing really slowly. Or sorry, from FS25. And then we go through this big, huge forest, and we're back to where we started. And this forest, by the way, in case you're wondering, this big forest, 1 plot of land, basically, or 2 plots of land, for $1.4 million. So you could definitely make that much money on like a quarter or fifth of that $1.x million of land. And then we come back down, we got more farmland. We got a significant number of grass fields in this map, which is nice, and I like that. You know me, I love doing grass work. But you've got, you know, a mixture of base game buildings, some custom buildings. This looks like a sell point, like a grain mill sell point type thing. And then we have a little town. And this little town is decorated really nicely. It feels lived in, and it feels accurate, and it feels like a real place. Now, this map, from what I understand, is actually based off of a real place, real elevation, real buildings and stuff like that. And that's part of the goal of the map author. But, you know, it doesn't feel like there's a ton of like repeated buildings, even though there are, if you really look. It doesn't look too bad. It looks different and unique. This looks like another farm that you can buy, I think. Let's Confirm. Where are we floating above? 146. We can buy farmland 146 if we want. It is $62,000. So you get this barn, this farmland with what looks like sheep, cows, a nice barn, probably a farmhouse, a couple extra sheds that are decorative. Not bad. There's an animal dealer right here, just to the side of that farm, with what looks like a slurry pit that I don't know if that's going to be a buy. It looks like a buy station. And your animal dealer sell point right here. This contractor barn is part of the land for this, and you can't actually buy it or interact with this contractor barn. I think it'd be great if this little piece of land was separate, so that maybe if you wanted to start out as a contractor, you want to buy this little barn and start off here, or buy this barn and it came with this, or whatever, I don't know. You could do that. I think that would be kind of a fun role play aspect for this map. But, you know, overall, I think it's a really nice map. Now, this is a 4X map, so it's big. It's got a lot going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the starting farm, which I think is right here. We're going to drop out of the sky. We're going to turn off flight mode before I break something. And we're going to look at the starting farm. So this is your starting farm. It looks like we have a fuel pump, and it's not just a fuel pump just randomly placed there. There's some decoration around it, which makes it look nice. Is this tractor tire? It actually looks like it's sitting properly on the ground, which is rare. These buildings, I don't know where I've seen these buildings before. I feel like these are from Mr. Hector. Like, I feel like this building that we're looking at here was from one of Mr. Hector's maps. But it looks like this is a shed with pig pasture. So we have a pig pasture here. And so pigs out here. Cool. It looks like... Oh, the fences don't have collisions. Huh. I am part of the Discord for this map. I just joined Jogi's Discord. And so I'll be able to report some of these things. But bale and pallet storage. So this is a bale and pallet storage, which is interesting. I'm assuming it's going to store bales in here. And they're going to spawn out here. And this is where you dump them off. Or something along that line. But that's pretty cool. I love this little detail. Like these little things around the tree. Because that's like something you'd totally see. I see that a lot around me. Where it's to help the tree grow. A little detail. It's nice. I love the rocks in their ground. And like the patches on the road. And, you know, all the little details I really enjoy. Well, let's go back to the farm. We do have a farmhouse. Oh, I love this. I'm gonna actually probably... I think this is from this little thing right here. This is a great sleep trigger or clothing trigger. And I think that this would make a great clothing trigger that you could place down. I want to do something similar to this for my Vagabond housing mod. And then this would be a great bench for the Vagabond housing mod as a sleep trigger. So we have a sleep trigger here and a clothing trigger. I don't think the houses are enterable. Yep, they're using the old style houses, which is fine. We've got a little bit of a barn here. Lots of doors that are all opening and they don't overlap each other. They all actually work together. And there's even decoration inside the barn. Gosh, in the little back room. Cool. That's pretty nice. And this, so again, we're looking, if we look this way, we're looking south on the map. And then we're going to drive around, see what we see. From flying through the town, we didn't really see a lot. One thing that I want to point out, this is an FS25 feature, is these roads are now basically like the way they're put down is they're basically a sticker. Which means you can do stuff like this, where you have a bumpy part of the road, and it's because the land around it was bumpy, which makes the road bumpy, which when you put these kind of cracks on the pavement, looks freaking realistic, honestly. If you ask me, I think it looks awesome. But this farm doesn't seem to come with any fields, but there's plenty of fields around. Let's look at the field prices around our starting farm. We have a lot of stuff that's ready to harvest, a ridiculous amount of stuff that's ready to harvest. But if we look at this grass field here, 50K, 50, 38, small grass field next to us, 17, 78. All of these grass fields here will cost you about 140, 150 to get all of them. And you could pretty easily start with this farm with pigs and cows. Oh, I didn't realize there was a cow barn there. Where's the cow barn? Oh, here it is. Oh, that's a cool cow barn. They did a really good job with the multi-level stuff, where this is on a level up here, and then you go down here to a different level. Little storage shed. This is our slurry trigger. These buildings look great. I imagine they look really great in FS22, but they still look good in 25. And so again, similar style building, but with lots of storage. Is this one openable? No. We've even got a skip. And so again, I like the multi-level stuff. I like the ramps and getting from one place to another, little ledges and steps. This happens a lot on this map. But overall, it's really, really cool. I like it a lot. And if we had propane, this would be a propane tank. Let's go ahead and buy ourselves our little fast track that we like to play with and drive around the map a little bit. Hey, Matt, welcome in. Thanks for being here. I'm going to stop a quick second while I buy this and say hi to everyone in chat. I didn't kind of started late, so I'm trying to catch up. I had a meeting, really late meeting that ran over a bit. Lease? Sure. And we got a whole ton of people in chat. Rusty Money Gaming, Northern Farm Sim, Jack Sarge Farming, Tony S, Travis S, J Meister, Tree Nuts, or Matt. Welcome in, everyone, and Dust Bunny. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so we got our fast track, and let's tab over to the shop. Now here we are. So again, this goes into. This is something that I look for in maps, and I'm happy to see it in this map, especially when this map is in a beta status, where you have details. Now they could have just easily painted this whole map in this ground texture, this whole area with this ground texture, and it would have looked great. But did they? No. They customized it. They made the ground not perfectly flat. They added in rocks. They added in grass. They added in like legit grass, where you have a patch of grass that has green texture underneath and then grass on top. Like they made it look real. Like even little stuff like the curb, like this little round curb, which serves no purpose whatsoever other than tying in a tree into a building. Like those little details, they matter so much. They really do. Can I go in? I can't go in, but this looks like a shop that you should be able to go in. No, I can't go in. Some of them you're able to go in, some of them not. And then the cool thing is like this right here, edge of the map. Like I'm looking over a cliff. But until you walk right up to it, you don't know. And you can't tell. Like that's some skill. And that's not only some skill, that's effectively using every single inch of the map. Right? You got your little sign. Looks like they're doing some construction on the ASBO B30 in 2025, which looks like a legit construction sign, honestly. That's super cool. Traffic cones, are these, can I pick these up? Oh, I can. There's little details like that make it interesting. I like that it's glitching through the rocks, but that's okay. And it is a John Deere dealership with this little wooden John Deere thing. Is this from Riverbend? I feel like it is. Anyways, there's a dealership with this workshop garage bay thing. And the decorations inside are really... I'm really liking this map so far. I've been waiting for a map like this, in all honesty. I've been waiting for... You know... I've been waiting for a 4X map. A good 4X map that I can sink my teeth into. And do some kind of a series or a whatever. Whether that's recorded or live or what have you. But do... Gosh, they even have fire hydrants. The fire hydrants have collisions? Yep, they do. The road signs have collisions? Nope. I'll mention that. Detailer. Yeah, I got what you meant the first time, Farm Sim. Yeah, he's a detailer. And so again, even like these little tracks of roads, like just look at this area. Like, I know, being a map maker, that doing the detail for just these two little ponds would have taken a couple hours. Easily taken a couple hours. But look at it. It's so realistic and immersive. It just fits. And like this could just be a track through the forest, but then he added all the grass in there. So it looks like a legit track. It's using the new road texture sticker things, so it feels like a legit track. It's not perfectly flat. Look, I'm at an angle. It's not perfectly flat. Like, I don't understand why map makers don't understand that roads don't have to be flat. There can be a challenge in driving roads, should you want them to be. Look at this. So much cool stuff on this map. So the fences, again, still don't have collisions. But there's this little forestry area. Like, okay, hey, you can buy this land. And there's already trees on the ground that have just fallen over. I don't even know how to do that. Like, as a map maker, I don't even know how to accomplish this. Like, how did he do this? I'm going to have to look. But, like, this little corner of land, is this buyable? Please tell me it's buyable. No, I have to buy the whole forest. But it's 210 grand for the whole forest. There's two little fields over here. There's fields over there? Oh, cool. So there's this little field here. And I love these. These are like, I don't know what these are. Fence markers. They're kind of all over the map. They have collisions, I guess. And then there's also this field, which is so weed-driven, weed-filled that it's insane. I'm sure if I looked right now, there's probably lots of weeding contracts. Weeding, hoeing, mowing, spraying. Yeah. There's even a grass tedding mission. Nice. You don't see those very often. And then there's another little field right here. Like, you can start off in this corner here, and as long as you have a weeder, you can get going pretty well. Okay. No collisions. So as far as potential issues so far, I don't know if you guys... No one's writing this down. I should have a note taker for these, because I'm not going to write anything down. I'm going to have to come back and find it all again. The one thing I'm finding is a lot of the decoration doesn't have collisions. So, like, these fences don't have collisions. Like, the stumps, I think, have collisions. The trees have collisions. Yeah, the tree has collisions, but the fences don't. So, those are decorative fences, as far as I know. I mean, we could check later to see if the fences are removable. Hopefully they are, but they don't have collisions. Which might mean that they're not removable, which would be a bummer. And then the whole map uses these, like, one-lane road things. So luckily there's no traffic on these roads, but it just feels good. And, like, this is a logging area. Again, no collisions on any of the wood. Can I get up into the thing? Nope. I should be able to climb up this thing. One other thing I like about this map are the sight lines. Like, just be able to stand here at the edge of this field and look out and see 7 or 8 or 9 fields. All from one spot. Without flying, with no flight mode. Just be able to look out and see stuff. It's really good. I didn't use the wheel tonight. Number one, because I was in a meeting up until about 10 seconds before I hit go. But I'm getting out a lot and running around on foot to see stuff, so we're going to be doing that a lot. Oh, I like this building. This is a nice building. We have live animals at the live dealer. The animal dealer. Just cows. It would be nice if they added in some pigs and some sheep and maybe a horse. But at least there's cows, so that's something. It looks like a manure buy point. I would put this right there, but I guess you can drive up next to it. No, it's fine. But then we're not wasting any land, and there's fields all around with nice little dirt tracks. Little rock hills are nice. This is a nice touch. This feels legit. It's like a FS22 texture, but like you have a little poor propane thing, but you have a walls around it to make sure it doesn't get hit. This is the contractor barn I was pointing out earlier. Now this contractor barn, so you can't get in, and I can't buy the land. The land is not buyable. Now there is an unbuyable part of the land. I keep forgetting where it is. Here, 255. So this is the unbuyable land, and this is the 255 is the standard number now for the unbuyable land. I'm hoping that the map author hasn't taken the time to break up this huge forest here into separate areas. And like some of these other places right here, like if you look right here, there's a big open grass field. Knowing me, I want to mow that field like badly. I really want to just mow that whole field. And maybe and I can't buy it because I don't have money. But you're basically buying all of the unbuyable land. So we had that field right here is next to the lakes, but I can't buy around the lake, right? Which seems a little bit odd, right? Or you have this forestry area here that goes kind of up to the edge of the fields, but then there's this gap. And I would love to see these fields go right up to this forest, and so you could buy the field and the forest, and you could merge them together. If I want to take these two fields, merge them, and go into the forest and make a bigger field, I should be able to. But here you can't because of the unbuyable land, which is probably my number one negative on this map. And I'm hoping that because it's a beta, it just hasn't been done yet. Making farmlands and doing all that work is a pain in the butt. It takes a lot of time. But you can also see a lot of this area around town, this contractor yard, the animal dealer, the grass area behind the animal dealer, this section of forest here, sections of forest along the edge of the map, sections of forest over here. You can't buy them. Like, you should be able to buy all this stuff. There's a grass area right here in between field 17 and field 18. This hill you can't buy. All of this grassy area in between these fields you can't buy. So I'm not going to point out every single spot, but there's a lot of spots on this map that you can't buy because of the unbuyable land. So I would love to see that integrated better. And that's just a personal preference. I know some people like that, some people don't. This is another thing that I found earlier, is these stairs have a weird collision where if I come up here, I walk up the stairs, but I'm right here, I'm standing in the stairs. So there's something going on with the collisions with these stairs. Like this wall has a ramp, but the stairs don't. They don't have a collision, which is fine. Yes, in Northern Farm Sim, they did update the unbuyable land in between fields, and that's also one of those things. Like, as a player, and this map does that a lot too. If we look at the farmland one more time, is if you look at 11, it's just the farmland itself. It's just the field. And this one is just the field, but this little bit in between you can't buy. Here and then here, these two meetups, you could merge those two. But this one, I can't tell. I think this area in between you can't buy. So there is a little bit of you can't merge stuff. Now, to be granted, to be fair, if I was to play on this map once it gets released and that there's still unbuyable land at that point in time, which I'm considering playing on this map once it gets released, I could fix all that unbuyable land in a couple hours. In GE, I'd go in and I'd just fix all the farmlands. I'd add a bunch more farmlands, add a bunch more stuff that could be buyable, make up that $7 million plot into multiple things. So we're back on our farm, just kind of driving through the farm to show you what the elevations kind of feel like. This is going to be tight right here. Coming in here for food. It's coming here to deliver food. You're going to come in here. You're going to pull up here. You're going to have to back up over here. Getting food into this cow barn is going to be tricky. But it's cool. I wonder how many cows it serves. So let's buy a cow. If I can find the trigger right here. Cow. I can get cows. So this is my first cow I've bought in Farm Sim. I don't actually know how it works. Buy. I have to click buy twice. Select buy. Buy. Okay, so I just bought 3 cows. Where are they going to show up? Okay. So the cows are here. This is a weird spot for this. I think that needs to be moved. I'll report that. The fences don't have collisions, so no worries there. But I mean, even like the cow pasture thing is not just a field of grass. It's like decorated. I don't believe this would work for grazing. We can check actually. If we look, food. It doesn't look like they're getting anything from the meadow that's here. So you're going to have to actually feed these cows. I love this. A motor connected to a pump, connected to an underground line, connected to a feed line, going over a little dip, and then going, like, it's actually pumping something. This is the underground slurry pump. I love it. Like, it actually looks legit. Cool. Alright, so we got some cows. Oh, we didn't get any pigs. Let's check the pigs. What pigs? Buy. I just got 10 pigs. Where are they? Aw, cute. This looks like a horse barn, not a pig barn, but whatevs. I think this is the food trough. I think. That's cool. There should probably be more mud because it's pigs. Like, there's more grass in the pig enclosure than there was in the cow enclosure. I really want to check out this town. I'm going to make the map a little bit smaller for a minute. I'm going to drive through the town without the map on, just so I can experience the town a little better. I'm going to turn down the vehicle sounds. Okay. Northern Farm Sim, thanks for jumping in. Thanks for coming by. Definitely check out the replay. This looks like it's going to be a solid map. Got a sell point right there. Is that right? This is a bakery, which we can buy. That's Robin's Bakery, so you can buy that. Let's buy it. Buy. Yes. I'm going to need some more money soon. Lime Station. this I have no idea. I actually reached out to them already and I was like, hey, do you guys want some English translations? We did get a bakery, so let's check out the bakery, just called bakery. Your standard bread, rice, cake flour, but does both of regular rice flour and cake flour, but a standard bakery. No custom things. I love the bakery with the tables out front and stuff and the little tent things. I like how it says Farmer's Coffee. Look at all the billboard things on here. That's super cool. I don't know if that's actually from the base game or not, but it does look cool. I can go swimming. Little super speed swimming here. And a little book plaque on an island with a seahorse bridge. Cool. I also like how the buildings are not perfectly clean and new. You got plaster breaking off in the corners. You got like stickers on the wall. Like this building pack, whoever did the building pack that goes along with this, did a really good job. It just feels lived in. It feels like a real town, even though it's just, you know, simple textures. Even simple stuff like this, like this car parked here with the wheels slightly turned to the right. Like, I don't know, like that little stuff like that gets to me. The one thing I don't like is that the grass at this level is very not dense. But I love this little town surrounding a little pond. That's super cool. Slight floating building. I should take a picture of that. That corner of that building's floating. I love these look like, maybe these are the way German recycling tanks are. But like trash and recycling containers, maybe those are German ones. Little power building right there. It's cool. This is going to be your kind of grain sell point, I think. Did we look? I don't know what that says. It says something. I really don't know. But again, all of this stuff here is very nicely decorated. It feels real. It feels lived in. It feels legit. They did a good job decorating and filling it out and making it look like it. I guess it should in some ways. All right, we kind of got through town. Let's turn our map back on. See where we are. We're gonna head east-ish. We're gonna head east over to that other area over here. If I can find the road. I think this is it. We've got a little barn here. I don't know if this is purchasable. It looks like a log carpentry area. Can you open this? Oh, and there's a animal pen. Can I buy this land? I don't know. It has a trigger next to it, so maybe. 141. Oh, 141 buys this land, so I get that one also. 40 grand for this. So just this grass field and this. 40 grand. Cheap. This would be a good starting location, honestly. You get a barn. You get a little lot. And you get some cows. Question. Can I remove the car? Okay, this small garage. I can sell the garage for more than I paid for the land. I could sell this like Rudolph Horman garage for 106 grand. Put down a really cheap building in its place and be well on my way. It does not look like I can sell the decorations though. So that's a little bit of a bummer. I always like if you buy farmland, you can sell the decorations. These kind of cars I want to get rid of, you know what I mean? I don't think they should always be there. Personal preference. This cow pasture holds 47 cows, so... And we got a cow. And this one looks like it has grass, which means this one's going to be set up for grazing, which should be cow pasture right here. It doesn't show yet, but it should be set up for grazing, which would be cool. And I like how there's actually trees in the field, because that seems more logical to me than not having trees. See, that building is close enough to the main farm. I almost feel like that would be a really great starting place. I'm going to start my farm here. All right. Let's head down the road and see what's down the road and see what we can find. I don't know what's going to be down here, but we're going to find out. Hi, cow. Hi, cow. But a lot of these fields, I'm assuming once you buy the land, you're going to be able to merge them together if you want them to be bigger fields and not all these kind of separated fields. But having them be separated fields, I think feels right. What is this? Oh, look. This is like that old... I wonder if this is the guy who made the silage, the old silage pit extension thing. This piece right here that has no collisions. Print screen. Has no collisions. This has collisions. This has collisions. But this does not. Okay. I like that little detail. It doesn't need to be there. There's no reason for it to be right there, but it's a little detail, and I like it. I like when map authors think of that kind of stuff. Look, there's another one right here. I don't know why you need so many sewage drain pipe things, but maybe that's a thing over here. I don't know. Oh, cool. This gate does have collisions. It's the first time I've seen someone use these, whatever these are. I don't even know what they are. Ferns? I like them as a ground cover for a forest, but this is the forestry area. You've got some forestable trees, and you've got some not forestable trees, but trees that would make great wood chips. Now, this whole forest off to our side, remember, it was like $1.4 million. It's pretty expensive. But if you wanted to get into some interesting forestry, you've got more than enough space to do it. I love how there's tree stumps and like trees that were cut down. That's like a level of detail that not many map makers will do. Right? Most map makers just like, you know, use a script, place down a bunch of trees, call it a day. This guy is kind of giving the whole map a theme and making parts of the map feel really like lived in, or as if there's something going on there. And I think we haven't seen that on any other map that I've toured. That's also one of the maps that I know that Northern Farms have mentioned it above as Polegony, or I think it's called Polegony, or Polegony. Oh, can I buy this? I wanted to find out. Farmland, This area here is unbuyable, but it is a liquid manure sell point. But it looks like the map author encoded a target onto the map into the background image, which makes me think that this building is gonna be something. It just isn't yet. That's my guess. Hey, Psycho Kid, welcome in. Thanks for being here. But there's a liquid manure buy and sell point, which is going to be right here. There's a fill point for liquid manure, and again, our little animated liquid manure mixer, which looks cool. And then, of course, like you get the little details, like this little river going through a little viaduct thing. You get another liquid manure mixer. The details in this map are awesome. Like, they just really are. They're awesome. We have a little bit of water in the thing, but it's not like it's reusing the texture from Riverbend, but it's not overusing it. You know what I mean? But over here in the slurry area, we got a bunch of fields, which happen to not have as many weeds. I wonder why that is. But again, edge of the map right here. Edge of the map's right here. We have a duck blind that doesn't have any collisions. But the edge of the map is done really well. You don't actually want to go to the edge of the map. You probably can't own that land, which is fine. But the edge of the map is done really well. I like it. Now we're going to head south-ish. Yeah. The one thing I would suggest and or change, and this is not a constant for maps, and it'd be just my suggestion because just the way I think. But these roads on the map, the mini map, the fact that the paved roads are green means they kind of, they feel a little hidden. And the fact that oh, this is a field. Oh, that's interesting. The paved roads are green. They're kind of hard to see. And then the dirt roads are this like pinkish, orangish salmon color, which makes them just not easy to see. So I would actually make the roads, you know, gray. And then the dirt roads like a lighter gray or something, or light brown or something, but not what they are. The green and orange is just like, the orange sticks out too much to me. These are using the new road decals. And then I want to see if all this land is viable. I doubt it. Okay, so we're here. 144. This 144, Farmland 144, just buys this house. What? Wait, no. How much? $6,000. $5,500. And you get Farmland 144, which is just something here. I have to find it. Farmland 144. It's a little weird. Farmland 144 is just this barn. Is that what we just bought? Did we just buy a barn that we can't even get into? Okay, we bought the barn. Why did I spend $6,000 on this barn? Where's the trigger? Okay, this barn can't open. So I'm going to point this out to the map maker because that seems like a weird thing. Like you can buy it, but then it serves no purpose because you can't do anything with it. You can't open the doors. I think the doors are supposed to slide to the right. And then that would be a cool looking barn, but they don't. So that seems like a bug. But that's okay. This map is in beta. But honestly, this is the most thorough and most complete beta status map that I've ever seen. Or that I've seen in Farm Sim 25 for sure. And honestly, in a lot of maps that were out in FS22. Whoa. The highway here. It's crazy. And then there's also a walking path. That's cool. How often do map makers add sidewalks? Not often. Oh, and then we have another farm here. Let's buy this stuff. Farmland. I'm going to run out of money soon, but that's okay. So 142, which includes the house. Nice. 161. So this is a farm. Then we have a bunch of Rudolf Horman buildings, which you can always repaint if you don't like the green. But they're base game buildings, so they're coming for free with the map, essentially. There's a little bit of decoration around, which makes it look nice. We've got fences. Oh, I know what it is. So these fences are converted. Oh, thanks for being here, Travis. Have a good one. Thank you for coming in. These fences were converted from FS22. And because they're converted, the collision system is different for FS25. Which means that these fences still have the old FS22 collisions. Here's a greenhouse, which we now own, which does all of our new products, chili peppers and whatnot. Optimus, what is going on? Welcome in. We're doing a little bit of a map tour on a 4X map, so it's going to take us a little while. We're about an hour and 20 minutes in, or an hour in, actually, because I started 20 minutes late. But we have a map tour going on. Oh, nice. We have a bakery? What the heck is this? Oh, it's a grain mill. So this land comes with a grain mill. That's cool. A large cow barn with a feeding robot. Ooh, this is a nice cow barn. I don't think I've seen this cow barn before. This is a very nice cow barn. I feel like we had this cow barn in a previous version of the game and or previous maps. This looks a lot like an MA7 cow barn. Oh, look at this. So cool. Hold on. Oh, bummer. I was really hoping that they add the triggers for filling the three things. That they added them only to the bins and you'd have to scoop them up. But it looks like, based on the physics triggers, that you can just dump it on the ground. But that is awesome. A custom lizard automated field robot. Maybe this is like a mod that I was out that I don't know about. This is an MA7 thing. That thing right there. This slurry thingy is an MA7 thing. So maybe this is using some MA7 assets. Maybe. Very cool. Slurry tank. Wash station. Very cool. Oh, that's cool. A wash station with little platforms. You can drive your truck in here, stand on the platform, and spray off. Yeah, maybe it's from Castor. The game, this map did have some included mods. 2 really big silage pits. Very nice. Yeah, maybe this is the Castor one. I don't know. I haven't been watching mods very much. There was about 5 or 6 required mods for this Karma 16. Doesn't look like a Karma 16. What is this barn? Is this just a barn? Oh, and this is like your typical Rudolf Horman contractor shed. Yeah, this one's standard. But it's like interspersed with some base game stuff and some modded stuff, and it all fits together. It looks really nice. This is a Pharma 500 plus OB 1000. Like the name of it says a Pharma 500 OB 1000, but it has a different asset for the look and feel of it, which is really nice. I love the pipe that they used. That looks like a very cool pipe. I like that. That's very cool. This looks like an awesome cow, like a cow barn, or like cow barn with 2 big silage clamps. Like this is your cow farm, but it's also got a grain mill and a greenhouse. Like it's good, wide range of stuff. And then we're gonna follow the dirt road, and maybe we'll circle back later. Let's go off on the dirt track because I see a dirt track that goes over here and goes through the fields, and I want to get a feel of being out in the fields and stuff. Yeah, you're gonna have to do a hell of a lot of weeding on this map right from the beginning. So maybe your starting equipment is a weeder. So we'll have to see what the new farmer's starting equipment is on this map. And then, of course, if we're going to play on this map, how we would customize it. Do we do like our typical start with nothing kind of thing? Or do we start with a little bit of money? Maybe start with a tractor and a weeder, considering how many weeds there are, and start like that. Maybe that's a good start. Yeah, exactly, Optimus. It's not flat. It's well decorated. It's got some good fields, good forestry. Now, these fields are really tight together. Courseplay is probably going to have a problem with these fields. But the other thing is that if you look at the farmlands, the way he set it up is the farmlands, for the most part, go right up to each other. The downside is like this road. This farmland goes up to the edge of the road on this side. This farmland goes to the edge of the road on this side. But the road itself is the whole map. Like it's all of the everything. And there's a bunch of areas on the map which I think should be viable, but aren't yet. So there's a lot of places where there's gaps. Like there's all this forestry area you can't buy, right? There's a few places where I think some of those gaps are kind of annoying and could be fixed. We'll see whether or not the map author fixes them. Hell, I want to play on this map so much that I would probably fix it myself. Maybe the map author will let me fix them. Who knows? There's a little bit of a language barrier there because I had to download. So I joined, what's his name? Jogi. That's kind of in the way, dude. Is that supposed to be there? Oh, maybe that's to make sure you don't speed through here. It feels like it's in the way. I joined his Discord, and his Discord is entirely in German. And so I had to download a plugin for Chrome that auto-translates Discord into English so that I could even see what was going on. Because unlike most other language Discords that I'm members of, this one didn't have like an English section. It just had only German. So I hope they don't mind if I post in English. Love the rolling hills. I love these wide open spaces with sightlines that just last forever. Love it. So there's the BGA. The BGA is pretty inexpensive. We bought the BGA earlier. It's only 134 grand. It's not very expensive. Some of these forestry areas, $264,000 for this forestry area. But you know what? The amount of trees that are in that area, you're going to make all of your money back. And then some. And then some. Right? I want to head to that little special area. What was that area over there? I'm going to head that way. I want to find out what this was over here. Oh, the mill. We bought the mill earlier on in our tour. Oh, I'm driving through the BGA. Sorry. How do I get there? I think I go this way. There are a few roads that kind of lead to nothing. For the most part, they're marked and labeled that they could lead to nothing. But like these fields, I love the rolling nature of the fields. I really, really enjoy that. To me, it's really nice. The little things on the side of the road do not have collisions. Little marker things. Off-road track. I want to see what I think this just goes into the forestry area. And most of these forestry areas you can buy. They're relatively expensive, but there's a ton of trees. Super dense trees, but not all of it is forestable. I'm going to go this shortcut over to the place that I want to see. Oh, look. You've got people walking around the lake. That's cute. One of my favorite things they added to FS22 that means absolutely nothing, but the water effects when you drive over something. Oh, hold on. Probably not intentional. Print screen. Okay, that one's a little bit weird. I imagine there's a little piece of grass missing. They haven't missed any other grass, so I'm assuming that was missed grass. And then this is going to be your mill. With a gantry. That's cool. That looks weird. I think those windows are supposed to be reflective, and they're not. I love the gantry thing there. That's a cool detail. This is the mill. This, I would assume, is... Okay, this is where the pallets spawn. And this is your drop point, so you're going to have to back in. But I like it. I like that idea. I like how they have a water wheel up front on display. That's cool. Isn't the crane sticking a bit into the roof? That's a good question. No. No. It perfectly clears it. Look at that. Perfectly clears it. Yeah, like... The level of detail here is very, very nice. Parking lot looks like a legit parking lot. Has a few cars sticking around. Decorations for the sake of having decorations. Little old sheds. The curbs. Don't have collisions. That one's a little hard to see. Let's get in a place where we can see it. And again, this is a beta test, so we're helping the map author test. So this right here, print screen, escape. So we took a screenshot. The curbs do not have collisions. I would expect them to, even if there's a little bump up just for realism. but they do not have collisions. That's fine. And then this is the little road off into nowhere. And this goes over to these extra things. Yeah, that crane looks like it's just decorative, which is fine. And then you got these extra fields that are just off here in the middle of nowhere, which are fun, I guess. And I'm going to bet if we went back and looked at the FS22 version of this map, I would bet, based on the level of detail that's been everywhere else, I'm going to bet that a lot of these objects that I'm calling out that don't have collisions had collisions in 22, because this map was for 22 also. And it's just a matter of the conversion process. Going through all of those objects and fixing the collision masks, because now Giants has changed the collision masks, is a time-consuming process. You can do it from the i3D standpoint if you do like a find and replace, but it takes time. So, not faulting the map author at all. This is, so far, an amazing, amazing map so far. What else are we looking at? Let's head straight up to town. And we'll check out, there's a couple sell points and I think a farm right there in the middle of the map by 143. We've got a lot of traffic on this side road. A lot of traffic. Which is surprising. But it's moving. Like, I'm going 65 kilometers an hour, and the traffic looks to be going about the same speed. And then we have what looks like another farm. Okay, cool. Oh, what is this? We got a whole bunch of stuff here. This does not look like a farm. This looks like a sell point. I'm guessing a root crop sell point based on the decorations. I don't speak German, so I'm not sure. But we look at the thing. There is a gas station on the other side of this. There is a warehouse to buy pallets and law. I have no idea what that says. It says something. If anyone speaks German and wants to tell me, I'm going to guess it's a root crop sell point. Or a crop sell point of some kind. Across the street here, it looks like we have a debris crusher. Right there. We have a lime station, which is a customized lime station. That isn't actually on the map. Hold on. This lime station looks like it's not a lime station. But it is. Do I have to buy this land? Maybe I have to buy the land. This is... What? Sawmill. For 300 grand. Oh, we need more money. So let's buy the sawmill. And let's buy 143. 22 grand to buy this little building, which gets you a debris crusher, a Karma 16, which is not a Karma 16. It looks like a Karma 16 in the icon, but it's actually a lime station, just recolored, which I've done before too, so what of? And then we have a shop, a garage door, a little garage area, storage area, if you want to buy this as a storage building for your tools. It goes right out up a big steep hill. It's a fine. Do I have access to this? No. I don't know what that says. We're going to drop off something here. So that looks like a wood sell point. It looks like this used to say sawmill, but they took off the labeling for it. I don't know if that's intentional or not. We've got the standard wood miser. We have some sunflowers for no reason. We have a gas station. It's all fenced in. That's kind of weird. And then we have this area, which looks really cool. Oh my gosh, that looks cool. I don't think it's usable the way it is, but that thing right there, I want that. Can I have that, please? Just that by itself, I want it. And this is a warehouse where you can buy some pallets. Very cool. And I think that's almost everything that we need to see. We've seen the whole map. We haven't seen every single field, but we've gone through all of the sell points, all of the major ones at least. And then we roll around back to the start of the map. Now, I don't really do map ratings, but I kind of like to think about things on, would I play this map or not? Right? Agrar trade. Okay. Would I play this map or not? And I think for the first time in FS25, even including the base game maps, this is the first map that I actually want to play. I'm playing on Frontier just because it's the only map to play on. I have that other live stream, which we sometimes do on my live stream on either Tuesdays or Fridays. Right now on Hutan Pantai, just to experience the base game maps, but just because that's all there is. This is a map that makes me want to play. And as a small note to that, I came into this, and I messaged Bruce earlier tonight, and Bruce was touring another RGC map today, which was pretty cool. Not really my thing, but he was touring a map that looked pretty cool. And I got the feeling, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to stream tonight. And he was asking me if I'm going to stream. And I was like, you know what? I don't know. I don't have any reason to play. Like, as fun as Frontier is, New Frontier by Ola is, I haven't even gotten through the first year, and it already feels very repetitive. And because all I'm doing is forestry, clearing land, selling the wood, doing a bunch of contracts to make a little bit extra money, and then going on to the next thing. Right? And so I just feel it's I'm not like enjoying myself. I'm not looking forward to playing these things. Right? And to me, that's a little bit of a bummer. And I've felt that way since the beginning of 25. Because, in all honesty, 25, the whole of 25 has been like that for me. Where I'm just not that enthralled with anything. Right? I think the base game maps they're okay. I think if you had to rate the base game maps, I would probably put Riverbend at the top of the list, and then Hutan Pantai second, and then I shouldn't even mention Zelanka, but technically Zelanka. I don't consider Zelanka a 25 map. I consider it a 22 map that's just been converted. So just like everything else, it's a convert. And even this map is a convert. But this map I enjoy. I like the look of it. I like the size of it. I like how it feels. I like the level of detail. I think there's a little bit more detail to happen. I think that's why it's beta right now, is because the map author is looking for that feedback where people are going to point out those little pieces of detail that he missed. But this is the first map that I think I would have played on. And Moonlight Drifter is obviously not the only one. To me, this is a really good map. And I think this is a good map right now. And I think with some little tweaking and maybe a little bit more, it could be a really good map. I think that this map, I would love to see some of the newer buildings on it. I would love to see a construction project or two. Something to do. And of course, I can provide those things to do if I really wanted to. But something to do. Something more than just what's there. Right? So I want to see if these can merge together. I think that that's the only thing this game is missing right now, is a little bit more of that kind of something to do feeling. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. A lot of the grass along the side is just disappearing. It's not being mowed. Kind of expected that to happen. Question is, as I go across here, is it going to give me a warning saying that I don't own the land? No, seems like it's working. This mod that I'm using, this black mower, is a mod that I have submitted to ModHub. This is one of the few mods. I'll probably have half a dozen of mods by the time we get to the end of 22 that are using base game assets. This is one of them. I have 2 or 3 more that I'm submitting right now. But this is the Bednar mulcher converted into a mower with multiple work modes. So if I wanted to see how much grass we're getting, I can just do this and switch to doing a windrow. And now I'm dropping a windrow. And I can switch work modes, and there's 5 or 6 work modes that are available, with everything from mulching to stump grinding to all kinds of fun stuff, including this mode, which is like a windrow. And it looks like they're using the base game textures for grass and whatnot. Though I've been seeing a couple maps that have this texture for grass, which is a little bit lighter. Looks a little bit more like hay, and then you turn the hay into hay, and it becomes almost brown. And I don't know if that's because this is like the European grass versus the U.S. grass. I feel like one of them is more green, and it's not this one. Yeah, I don't consider Sri-Lanka a 25 map. I think it's just a convert so they have a third map. And that's what they always do. I really wish that the map they had chosen to bring forward to 25 as a base game map was Silver Run. I could play a little bit more on Silver Run, but Sri Lanka is a non-op for me. Non-operational. I do not want to play on Sri Lanka. I hope that they make good with their Scottish-Irish map that's planned for the DLC at the end of the year. I hope that turns out well. We will see, obviously. But I hope that turns out well. It looks like we're pulling these fields together. I don't think that... We're just doing headlands right now, but I don't think if we look at the map... yeah, it's definitely not merging them together. I am getting a fertilized state when I'm cutting, which is good. That's the way grass is supposed to work. I'm not getting anything in between because it's just meadow, which is okay. Yeah, I agree, Optimus. I foresee that as well. Um, but you know, I hope that they hit it out of the park. Honestly, I hope they take the time to hit it out of the park. But taking the time right now and giants don't usually go in the same sentence. Yeah, why not just get something from Oxy? And Oxy's already got 3 maps in development. You know, he's going to have Calmsden, which is already almost ready. He's going to have Whitcomb Park for sure. And I don't know, I haven't heard whether or not he's bringing Court Farms forward. He might. But I know the new map is going to be Whitcomb Park, and it looks amazing already. He developed most of that map in 22, and he's just now converting it mostly to 25. So if we bought this land and we did all this, we'd be able to, do most stuff. I want to actually check something. I'm going to buy the verges and see what happens. Where was it? 255 right here. Buy. And then I'm going to, this big field here, I want to see if it's mowable. So I want to see if, because what we were seeing on the outside edges was that it wasn't dropping grass on the meadow. So this custom meadow they're using here, it didn't appear to be dropping anything. So I want to see if it's just weeds or what. By the end of the week for Calmsden, that's good news. Let's go here, visit, and that's not what I wanted to do. Let's, what is it? What field is that? Where we're going? We're gonna go to 61. 61, enter. So we own all of this land now. This looks like it's fully grown meadow. What's going to happen when I try to mow it? Oh. You can't mow it. Look at that, folks. So the meadow is not mowable. Even though I own the land. Huh. So I own this land, and I'm mowing it. Can I mulch it? This is the mulching mode. Yeah, Scroft had early access to it too, and he's been doing map tours of it and testing. Some of it is... Oh, look at that. Oh. There we go. I found a bug. Yay. Alright, so it looks like the tallest version of this grass, which it looks like meadow grass, is not mowable. The smaller sizes are. But if you come in here, like along the road, if I come along the road, it's just destroying the little bits of it that's there. So whatever type of grass this is, isn't actually grass. It just looks like grass. And it's not mowable, which is sad, because I like grass that's mowable. Alright, well that's good to know. I don't know if it's old or new. I'm sure we could look and find out. 12. Oh. Let's look. Actually, that's a good question. 61, right? Okay, let's see what the painting looks like. I never do map tours. I'm just looking for the stuff that matters to me. So we have no buildings are included in the sheds or silos or silo extensions or constructibles, or containers. Nothing from the map. Okay, so there's no extra stuff from the map, including like animal pens. So none of the custom buildings that are here are placeable, which is a bummer. But it's common. No custom productions. So a lot of the extra stuff that's here is not placeable. This is one of the mods, but I think it would say here. Actually, let me double check. Farm barn. These are all standard stuff. Yeah, these are all standard stuff. So there's nothing extra that's placeable. From our painting menu, we have the standard set of painting stuff. If I were to play this map, the first thing I would do is open up. Yeah, I've noticed that. But I'm just looking at it visually, and I know visually which ones are base game at this point. Actually, no. Oberschwaben. So there's a couple garage. I was wrong, actually. So Farm Garage 1, Farm Garage 2. This is like the main Farm Garage, I think. These ones are Oberschwaben. So if they're actually, I was wrong. There's a few. Not many, but there's a few that come with the map. That's not bad. These are all the base game ones. Actually, this is base game? Oh. That was one of the ones that didn't work. This is something we bought. That's one of the mods that we have installed. Yeah, no productions or anything here. Yeah, I don't see any mods. So we did have a couple sheds. I was wrong. A couple sheds. Thanks for pointing that out, Optimus. Yeah, it should say somewhere that it's a mod. There should be like a little icon in the corner or the top right corner or something that shows that it's a mod so you can quickly search. I think. Painting. We have our standard painting stuff. This is the same painted stuff that's... I can't tell which map this was from. Flagstones, plates. These are all standard stuff. I think these are the Zelanka textures. But there's like 50 more textures. So you could obviously a lot more textures. Even though the spruce trees are on this map, right? There are spruce trees on this map. You can't place them down, so they're not a placeable asset in case you want to add more spruce trees. And there's already too many trees. So even a single decorative tree, I can't place down because there's too many trees in this map. So you would definitely need the more trees mod if you want to put down more trees. The plants that I'm painting here, and we can just do it like this. This is the low grass. This is the low meadow right here. This is the medium meadow. And then this is the tall meadow, which is the same that was there. And just so I know where I put it, actually we'll see. And then if I paint it down, we'll still lower down, not mowable. So meadow across the board is not mowable. So that's a bummer. That's definitely something to report. Take a picture of this. Print screen. Like this. You can see the 3 different heights. Print screen there. So meadow is not mowable. Looks like we have stones. Weeds is showing up properly. A lot of this map is very weedy. Lots of stuff is ready for harvest. So if you wanted to come in here and do a bunch of harvesting, you got plenty of stuff to harvest. There's no custom crop types on this map. We have no duplicated crop types, so that's good. So I don't know if they added anything. It doesn't look like they added anything specific or custom other than a couple of the production buildings, which look great. But again, I think there's still room for improvement. I think there's still room for more stuff, more things to do. That's the other big thing related to Train of the Meadow. Let's find out. Good question. This is a grass field that we own. If we paint Meadow on this grass field, can we still... can we mow it? Good question. Good test. So, short, medium, long. This will be a better screenshot anyways. Go. Nothing, nothing, and something. So it might be related to the terrain. So that area, which is part of the unbuyable land, maybe there's no tip collisions over there. But it does look like the tallest meadow is mowable and it drops something. But the lower meadow does not. But technically, if it's done properly, this meadow in the middle here not only should have a cut state. Yeah, so let's look at this real close. There's a couple things going on here. So this one, escape. And then this one. Oops, wrong button. Escape. Okay. So it looks like the meadow just isn't mowable. And that's fine, I guess. The large meadow, the tall meadow, is outputting a quite amount of big windrows. So it does look like the large meadow is outputting properly, but the other cut states are not. So it's just not set up for being mowed. And it also doesn't have a... When you have this, the middle or the short, if you mow them, it removes them and there's no cut state. Whereas it's supposed to have a cut state. So there's something going on with the grass they're using. It's fine, not a big deal. Let's look at the cows real quick that we put down earlier. Yeah. And the grazing is not working. We have another cow pasture I don't know about. I don't know where it is. But the grazing is not working because the pigs and the cows are not getting any meadow from the meadow. Or grass from the meadow. So that's also a little bit of a bug. But cute cows. I don't know. Overall, I'd still play it. I'll probably wait until the map author fixes a bunch of the minor collision stuff. But I still think the map as it stands today is playable. And then the last thing I'll leave you with, and the one thing that I'm looking forward to, and I don't know when it's going to happen. Jack Sarge, no, you should be able to get, because this grass, even though it's ready to harvest, here, hold on. Let me turn off the swathing. So this is just regular mowing, right? Everyday mowing. And if I paint those things down again, so meadow, full grown meadow, middle meadow, short, right? And technically that should have a cut state. This should have a cut state and should drop. This should have a cut state and should drop. Because remember, with meadow and grass, the second state right here, you're supposed to get a 50% drop. Now, of course, that's actually broken in the base game, so I can't really blame it. Like, this is not fully grown grass. This is 50% grass. There is a one more growth state to that grass. So it is working, sort of. It could be better. Yes, I think I'd play this map. And honestly, this is the first map that I've toured that I'm actually looking forward to playing. I really like the look of this map. I like the rolling hills. I think there's a lot of possibilities for this map. A lot of ways you could actually grow into this map. You could do a let's play on this farm with starting equipment. You could do a let's play on this farm with the starting equipment, whatever the starting equipment is. Once they get it, start off with cows and pigs. You could spend $4,000 or whatever, or 40 grand and buy that little field over there and start there. You could spend $5,000. And once this barn, where is it? You could spend $5,000 and start over here on this barn, which was just over $5,000, and you'd have a shed and you could work out of there. All the land around you isn't mowable or anything, but if you wanted to have a little shed there. There didn't look like there was any like home bases, like starting bases for forestry areas, but I'm sure you could make one pretty easily. One of my favorite parts actually is the shop on the edge of the map. For some reason, I really like that. I don't know why. But would I play it? Yes. I think I would definitely play this map. I think it's got a lot of the things that I look for and a lot of things that I would have fun with. I think that this would be a great map for starting off with very little equipment and doing some contracts and building up your own set of equipment before buying your own farm and really moving in. I think this would make a great map for that. I know that's kind of how I play a lot, but this map would be really good for that because there's so many fields, so much variety, and there's not like straight ways to get anywhere. All of the places that you're going, you're kind of going in and out and around, over and above, and through the woods and stuff like that. And I think that gives it a gameplay element that is very entertaining. I think I like it a lot. So, I'm definitely going to submit my feedback to, what's his name? Jogi. I'm going to submit my feedback to Jogi and let him know the things that I've found, a few little bugs that I found that I took screenshots of, little collisions here and there that aren't working. And then hopefully once this map gets actually released, maybe play on it and maybe do a let's play or something like that. It'll be the first time I do a let's play. But I think I'd have a little bit of fun on this map. I'd have to think of a couple more things to do, but I think I'd have a lot of fun. And I hope that I can get your feedback too. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Share the video with your friends. And maybe after the stream, or if you're like Northern Farm Sim and you're watching the replay, leave me a comment down below. Let me know that you liked it. Would you play this map? Do you agree with me that this is probably one of the most complete 4X maps that we've seen? I think it's one of the most complete maps just in general that we've seen. And I would argue that this map is better decorated and more stuff to do than even Zelonka. The only thing this map is missing is a train. Honestly, that's the only thing it's missing is a train and maybe a couple more productions. It didn't have a mine. It didn't have a stone quarry. Obviously, those are things you could add, but it didn't have those things, so you'd have to add something like that if you wanted to do some of the construction projects. And there's no construction thing. And that's the last thing. I'm hoping for somebody, somewhere, to come up with something that's placeable, like a placeable temple. A temple-level construction project with multiple phases. Something that means something to farming. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if it's like a placeable cow barn and you have to build the entire cow barn or whatever. I don't know. But I want to have placeable something. The other placeable one, which I'll throw out there as an idea because I don't have time to do it, I would love to see a placeable train. Where you have the route of the train and not a placeable train, but a buildable train. Where you have the route of the train and you have to deliver 2 pallets of wood beams and 1 pallet of railroad, the metal part of the railroad rails. And then you see it progressively building a train over time. And then at the end, you have a train. So you have to put in the work to get a train to come to your part of the world or your part of the map. I think that would be super cool. I have no idea how it would work. If I can figure out how to add that to a map that I'm building, I'm probably going to do that because that's a cool idea. But that's going to be it for me today. We've gone on a little bit extra, but also we started late, so net. And I hope everyone enjoyed this little map tour. That didn't work at all. And I will catch everyone next time. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here. Catch you next time. Bye. We heard this song already. Bye-bye. Thanks for being here, everyone.